Hello, LEGO fans, and welcome into a brand new episode of the Brick Hour podcast. I am JJ, otherwise known as Lancaster Builds.
I am Cameron, otherwise known as Cameron Studios.
I am Scott, known as the Shaved Lannister.
Yes, you are. And joining us this week for this very, very fun and special video, please welcome from the Bulk Fiction podcast, B City and Obi Bricks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
For those who may not be aware of who you both are, would you be able to quickly introduce yourselves to the audience?
Yeah. Obi, do you want to go first?
Sure. What's up, guys? I'm Obi Bricks. Started the Bulk Fiction podcast just earlier this year in 2026. But before that, for about the last year, I've been on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram as well, making my own content, mostly Marvel superheroes based. And I just hit 12K on TikTok, which is super exciting.
Congratulations.
So,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, I'm B City Bricks. I'm similar to Obi. I started about a year ago, and I specialize in mainly superhero stuff. And I'm over on TikTok and Instagram.
Very nice.
Fantastic. Oh, again, we will have everyone's socials linked below as well. But you guys are both here because we are finally getting to the big video we've been teasing for forever, which is how to fix LEGO superheroes. We all know there's problems with the theme. There's things we like, there's things we don't like. And we are here, all five of us, they are going to be here to talk about how to fix it. Before we get into that, Cam, what are we building this week?
What are we building? We built a lot in the past week because we just had the March 1st release date.
Mm-hmm.
So to start, got to go Fortnite, Llama, and Fish Guy. Pardon me, because I don't know Fortnite. This one was really annoying with all the freaking one stud connections. Yeah. Great techniques I'm going to be using in future brickheads. And then moving on to Sully and Mike and Boo. Really great techniques on these ones. This one is actually helping me in a build that I got ready for today.
Sweet.
I finished. I did not. I started designing him. The ones I did finish were Tiana and Dr. Facilier.
Oh, wow.
You're getting so much better at those.
Oh, they're so good, dude.
You're so good.
And then I did a mock-up of Robin Hood. So got to order the pieces for that, but I got a rough design. I ordered most of the pieces correctly for this one, except the hat. I ordered his hat in black. It's supposed to be dark azure. So stay tuned for a hat for Jiminy Cricket.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, it's really good.
And then as a result of Sully, I was able to get the design process going for Baymax.
Ooh, okay.
The face took forever, but I'm really happy how it turned out. It looks a little creepy, but it actually does look like Baymax. I got to get the rest of the head in, but I was able to get the body based off of Sully's stomach. So I was able to do that for the front and back.
Works really well.
But that's what I've been building. It's been a lot. I know that was longer than I've been doing in a while. But Scott, what have you been building?
Well, Cam.
All right. You said I was supposed to. I'm scared.
Cameron,
we talked about this before.
Cameron.
Oh, no.
I became inspired by our little trip to Empire Bricks.
Oh, no.
You had a moment of victory. I am here to snatch that victory from you.
What victory?
I bought a dream set.
Oh, my God. Scott.
I bought the LEGO Dreams Neverwitch Nightmare Creatures, which, honest to goodness, I enjoyed a lot. I really did.
They're good sets, dude.
It's a 3-in-1.
No, they're not.
I didn't realize this. I didn't know that they did these type of 3-in-1s where they did the alt builds. The alt builds are included. This is the alt build. The other build is the Neverwitch riding like a crow or a raven or something, but you can also build it into like a mech and a wolf. And the wolf is really well done for just using minimal parts. But what really impressed me was this was included as well as all of this.
Wow.
And it was less than $40. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minifigures. I've got 3 builds built into it. Potential for even more if I wanted to, because I actually had parts left over for it. I'm sorry, but Zeech provided and I took advantage of it. And this is a great thing. For anybody who's not familiar with my fun joke, I think that LEGO Dreams is actually LEGO Warhammer, just done in a kid format. And these are the evil things from Dreams are actually Chaos Demons. I think it's just a funny coincidence that they use the same coloring model and the same design as Chaos Demons. So I have some fun with that.
I'm just gonna
But
take this moment to say hi to Gina. Haha, you can't be here to rub it in my face that Scott built a dream set.
no, but she's somewhere pointing at the screen going, ha ha ha.
Yeah, she is.
Correct, she is.
And the last thing I did was I know we frown on knockoffs, but I just could not resist. This is from Pickle Bricks from their new Roman Legion line.
Oh, that's cool.
And what it is the helmet piece is actually 3 separate parts put together. And this thing is just a really cool little add-on that'll go really well in some formation that I build. So I've been kind of building my own stuff, kind of building some dream stuff, kind of trying out some custom stuff.
Nice.
B City Obi, did you guys build anything recently?
Only thing I'm working on right now, I'm doing some mock-ups of the settings of Avengers Infinity War. I'm going to do some content recreating some scenes from the film, probably on YouTube and TikTok.
That'll be cool.
And my next set to build is the epic moment Spider-Man versus Sandman. I've got that ready to go.
I
Still
tried
sealed.
to buy that and it wasn't at the store. I was so pissed. It looks like such a good
It
set.
was sold out that day.
It's back in stock, by the way. I was there last night.
Oh, and I also just ordered the Arkham Asylum, but it's on back order, so I might have to wait a little while, but she'll get here.
I've got it down here.
Yeah, I got mine
Really
right in the
good.
back. I don't know if you can see it, but it's in the
It's
back.
there. I can see it.
Yeah, okay.
Camera outnumbered.
Yeah, a little bit.
What about you, B City?
All right, so continuing with the Batman theme, I did order, I had a friend pick up the new Lego The Batman Mobile. So I should be building that at least this Sunday because I haven't seen them yet. So yeah, that's going to be the next thing I build.
Nice.
I will finish then by saying I got said Batmobile and built it. And oh my God, is this? I'm not even kidding when I say this. I obviously have a huge bias. I love Batman. He's my
Really?
hero. This is one of the best sets of the year. 100%.
Okay.
It's so good. Scott, you and Cam you guys both got to see it at the Lug meeting this past week, and the new Rob Pattinson Batman figure, like I give him the different cape, but like the fact that we got him with the leg print and the dual molded boots, like he looks so fantastic. It's just one of the best Batman figures I think we've ever gotten, and it's so the set itself is just perfect. I can't
Clooney?
feel how cool it is, huh?
Not Clooney?
Clooney's around here somewhere.
Lancaster, do you have the original Pattinson mobile?
I do, yes. It's actually it's back there behind me, but I did post a picture. You people might have seen it on my Instagram account where I compared the two of them. This newer one is 100% an upgrade, except for the engine on this one is not as good as the engine on the other one. The other one had a lot more like the robot arms were used. The detailing was way better. This one's still very good, but I think if I could take the engine from that one and put it into this one, it would just make it like chef's kiss. Like it would probably be #1 of the year.
Next project, maybe?
The V8 design was really, really good. Like that was the thing when he showed it to me. I was like, I love everything up to the engine. Yep. And then the engine, the older one was, because they used the robot arms for the pistons and everything else. The V8 on the original was better. That's my only complaint about that set.
Yeah, it's so good. That does it for what we're building. So now we're going to get into the big topic this week, which is fixing Lego superheroes. We did a video back, I think it was October of last year, looking at and talking about how Lego superheroes itself was broken. We talked about a lot of some of the issues we had with the theme. And today it's going to be fixing it. What are our solutions and our realistic solutions? Like these are the things that we think Lego could very easily do that would just leaps and bounds improve the theme to no end. And all 5 of us basically pulled together a bunch of really good ideas, and we're going to jump into them right away. I don't want to waste any more time here, but I guess before we start, what is everyone's current thought processes on where Lego superheroes currently resides? And I will start with OB, and we'll just kind of do a clockwise turn around the clock here.
Yeah, so for me, Marvel's recent strides with epic moments and like the new Iron Man and stuff, it's looking really, really good. I know like I probably can't say too much, but future some words of what's coming for the rest of the year looks really, really good for Marvel. Now on the DC side of things, aside from a modular that may or may not land in DC's, ball field, we don't know quite yet. It could be hit or miss because we might get almost nothing aside from a couple of Batmobiles and a logo this year, or we could get a Daily Planet that's going to blow us all away. So far in 2026, it's thumbs up. for the rest of the year, it's looking good. Like Doomsday, Brand New Day, those are going to hopefully blow our minds, but DC might not get the same treatment.
Me or B?
B's next.
B's up.
Sorry, my bad.
I mean, right now, I'm going to be more biased to Marvel because that's where my playing field is. I think Marvel is doing great, especially like how Obi said that 2026 is looking so stacked. I mean, we've seen some leaks already, and it's blowing everyone's mind. But we look at DC, kind of like how he was saying, we got 3 Batmobiles and a logo. If that's all we get, that's going to be such a disappointing year for DC, continuing that trend. I mean, we got Arkham last year, but that's it. It's only Batman love to DC. So Marvel sides, I'm loving it. I hope it continues at this level, but DC, they need to increase what they're doing.
Yeah, I would say my thought process for Marvel going into this year was last year was abysmal, at least in my opinion. There was just so much bad. It was hard. There was some diamonds in the rough, but it was really hard between like the Civil War airport battle and the Endgame final battle, the little tiny Iron Man Hall of Armor that was like just pitiful. This year, at least, with the Ghost Rider bike starting the year, the new Bugle, the Hulkbusters, there's some good stuff. And the fact that some of the leaks for Brand New Day and Doomsday sound pretty good so far. I know the Advent calendar also leaked. There's some pretty cool minifigure designs in there. Not totally sold on the new hood piece for Doctor Doom. It looks a little too beefy, but again, I got to see it in hand, but to really get it. But I think, again, it's just DC has stuff coming out this year, like Supergirl's coming out, but yet again, there's no sets for it. We didn't get anything for Superman last year, which was a crying shame. So, I mean, right now, I think it's just kind of like there is some good stuff. Marvel's trending in the right direction, but is it going to be enough to really push them depending on price points and whatnot the rest of the year?
So I'm going to surprise JJ a little bit because we always joke around that I'm Mr. Marvel, he's Mr. DC. And again, I've said on the podcast before, I don't call it Lego DC, I call it Lego Batman because we don't get anything else except for like the one Superman set we got last year, which was a great set. As for Marvel, I haven't been happy the past couple of years, to be quite honest. Like, I still collect all the sets. I want to, because Marvel's, I love the films, I love the stories, I love the characters, I love everything about Marvel. The sets themselves have not been good. There's been, like JJ said, there's been a few diamonds in the rough, but it's been a lot of rough. And as both Obi and B City said, I'm very hopeful for this year, especially. We start off with a bang. We start with a lot of heavy hitters, a lot of great sets, and the future is looking decent for Marvel right now, depending on how the films do. I don't want to depend on the films. I feel like that's been a downfall to Marvel. So there are a few things that we are wanting to change. So I haven't been happy with Marvel, and I don't call it Lego DC. It's Lego Batman. I feel like there's a lot of room to grow in both settings.
As the elder statesman of this group, I guess would be the best way of calling me the old man. I have about 35 years of Marvel and DC comic experience just reading them. And my thoughts have been very loud and very clear about how disappointed I have been on both sides of the aisle in the last 2 years. JJ brought it up. The emphasis on those movie moment sets, or whatever you want to call them, from last year with Endgame, with Ultron, those were terribly priced, terribly designed, in my mind, terribly designed, and a huge letdown. And DC, which is to me the most untapped IP that Lego has right now, has just been basically tossed on the back burner. And, instead of coming up with new sets for these new properties and banking on almost 100 years of comic book history, we're getting just the same old Batman tripe. I'm sorry, JJ, I know you love Batman.
No, you're right.
But it's you can only sustain a theme so long when you have access to hundreds of characters and you only use one. And that's probably been my biggest complaint about it, and the area where I think they can most improve. So I would say so far this year, it's a big step up from last year. Big step up. It's not my most hated theme right now. That belongs to a certain smart theme, but yeah, we'll get into it as we go.
Yes. So, like I said at the beginning of the video, each of us kind of picked one or two different things that we really wanted to see change, and some of the things actually were similar to where we were able to kind of combine them a little bit, and we have a very nice PowerPoint we're going to look at right now, and we're going to start with number one. I think all of us agree. The superheroes budget, number one of the big ways you can fix this, split the budget. Don't give DC its own budget. Split the budget. And I went through and looked through Discord, looked through Brickset. And when you look through 2012 through 2025 so far, for the first chunk of both themes' existence through like 2019, both themes are fairly evenly stacked. 2017 gets a little funky because Lego Batman movie comes out, and I didn't count those because they're not typically superhero sets like in the theme, but they're fairly balanced in terms of numbers on each side. Marvel gets a couple more extra every year, but like it's not that big a deal because they both feel even. But the minute you hit 2020, a shift happens where you have pretty much half or more than half of DC's lineup every year is magazine gifts, and the rest of it is sets, 4+ polybags, whatever. And Marvel, like you can see, like 2024, there was 13 DC superheroes products, 42 Marvel superheroes products. And at least in my opinion, I would say you want to fix the theme big time, split the budget. Because one, DC is not getting anything more than Batman because they don't have the budget to be able to make new characters or make new designs of like a Superman, Lex, whatever, like outside of that every now and then. If you split the budget, one, it forces the Marvel team to be more selective with what they're doing set space off of, and it makes them, I don't want to say try harder, but it makes them really hone in on, we need to make sure these are good products and we're not just throwing a million ideas out because it's Marvel and it's the big thing right now. If you split it up, you give DC a little room to be able to actually do something outside of just Batman, and it forces Marvel to actually give a crap and do something for once that isn't going to be very bad. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but this was my main thought process with fixing the theme off the bat.
You need to split the budget because, as I said, Marvel comes out with well over 30 sets now, and there are new figures released every year for Marvel. And in DC, it's just the flavor of the Batman. You know, it's the flavor of the Batman of the month, or even the flavor of the Batman of the year, or era, whatever you want to put it. There is so much like I said, I'll keep saying it, there's so much untapped potential in DC with so many characters. But if they can't make the budget to make new figures based on that, and all the money's going to Marvel, the disbalance is the problem here. And really, and we've talked about it before, I think the biggest problem here was the rise of the MCU and the fall of the DCU in the media.
Yeah.
And that's really where that divide hit. The minute, unfortunately, Batman and Superman and the Justice League movie came out, DC went in the tank, and then all that was left was Marvel, and that's where they put their money. Because Marvel's still producing at a high quality, and for a long time, DC was not. What do you guys think?
I think, to echo what you're saying there, Lannister, like a prime example of that is in 2021, we see the Eternals get a whole wave of 10 unique hero minifigures, and we haven't seen a single Wonder Woman since, I think, the CMF in 2020.
Yeah.
We got the one for the second one.
Yeah, for 80.
Is that 2020, 2021?
I believe that was.
It was like a year later in 2021. Yeah, you're right.
So we're seeing niche Marvel characters that aren't performing well at the box office, but then you have characters, huge Justice League names, that are not seeing any action just because. Why? Because Lego thinks that nobody likes DC because of movies. There's countless fans of all DC media, comics, games, you name it. And like, as far as I'm concerned, like, of course there's Marvel fans and DC fans, but the vast majority of us love both.
Correct.
We all love superheroes and comics and comic book movies, and we all go see it all in theaters, MCU, DCU, you name it. So to split the budget evenly is going to probably see us fans spending pretty evenly as well.
I would agree.
I'm going to kind of jump in here, but I don't think Marvel and DC should even share the same budget. I mean, these are both beloved IPs that everyone loves. And kind of like how Obi says, if you're going to be buying one, you're most likely going to be buying the other. Mm-hmm. So if they produce, like, say, 30 sets each, you're going to have 30 sets that more people are going to want to buy. And that budget, I just don't think they're in the same bracket that they should be competing for. Who's going to get more sets one year? Who's going to get the modular? They should both be releasing a modular, or should both be releasing around the same sets at the same high quality that we expect.
I get behind that.
The only thing I would say against that, just because, like, with the modulars at least, I didn't get Arkham just because I'm more Marvel than DC, but, like, it was nice to have a break from getting a modular every single year. My thought process on splitting the budget, I agree it should be split, not necessarily 50-50 per se. I think it should go back and forth with other factors playing. Like, let's just say Marvel has one movie out one year and DC has two. Maybe play a factor into that, but don't rely on that. I'm sure we'll talk about that later. Mm-hmm. But, like, I can remember getting both DC and Marvel up through like 2017, I think, and I started realizing I can't afford both, so I started focusing on Marvel. But a big thing that has been frustrating with Marvel, with the high number of sets, what like we talked about already. Yes, we get a lot of sets. Yes, we get new minifigures here and there, but like we're also getting a lot of reuses of using the same legs in the Civil War battle. We're getting more sets. Like, we are getting some good sets, but we're also getting a bunch of bad sets that end up sitting on the shelves, and it's not worth it. They're just fillers, essentially, to me. I would prefer going back to like the early 2010s, getting 17 Marvel sets with 17 high quality sets compared to 2024 and getting 42 sets where probably 10, 15 of them are great. You get some medium ones and you get a bunch of crap ones. And I think like Lego has fallen into the quantity over quality, and I think that's really backfired on them with the quality of the sets.
Yeah,
I'm of the opinion where it's going to sound a little weird. I would give more attention to a DC set right now because I'm so burnt out on Marvel.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
I think right now the DC new movie universe is fresh, and it's going to add new characters and new stories to it. Whereas, unfortunately, and the joke is true because my kids remind me of it all the time, you almost need a college degree to keep track of what's going on in the Marvel universe now, because there's so much interconnectivity and so many different properties, and they're all colliding with each other at various points. And, you know, if you've missed one movie, you might have missed something, you know, truly important. Mm-hmm. But I think there's an opportunity here where if you split the budget, give a little bit more love to DC, I think, honestly, even splitting the budget, splitting the teams, and having the two superheroes compete against each other, I mean, a rising tide lifts all ships. So a little competition between the two teams would raise both of their I think would raise both standards. Of their portfolios. Yeah,
exactly.
And like you said, make them work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to slide 2 now. Number 2, rebrand / stop the Infinity Saga sub-theme entirely. This was something that, Scott, this was one of your points, and I think, BC, this might have been one of yours too. But yeah, Infinity Saga sub-theme needs to go away for a while. I personally would rebrand it to like Ninjago Legacy and have it just be Marvel in general, to where they can go back and like, here's the Fox X-Men movie, and here's like Days of Future Past, and here's the original Fantastic Four movie, and like Amazing Spider-Man 2 sets. Like, that would be cool. But I think Infinity Saga needs to go. It has been their easiest way of being lazy, in my opinion.
Cam? So
I agree that Infinity Saga hasn't been what it should have been. I feel like Lego really fumbled the ball on Infinity Saga. They had the rare opportunity to go back and do sets that we didn't get back when they didn't have the Marvel license for like the early films like Iron Man, Captain America, Thor. But then as time went on, it felt like they were just redoing sets that they already did, or they kept doing more and more Iron Man sets because Iron Man is a popular character now, and Spider-Man. Whereas for me, I would have done sets that they didn't have the opportunity to do, or kind of dive into, like JJ said, dive into other films that they hadn't had a chance to do, or get those sets that we didn't get before, whether it was due to leaks, like they didn't want to give out leaks or something. I wish that the Infinity Saga was used better, but I agree that they kind of need a rebrand to kind of incorporate more Marvel, or just honestly don't have a brand at all. Just have Lego Marvel, have Lego Marvel Studios, and then just have Lego Marvel for anything else that's not in the MCU. So that way you have the opportunity to do either old films, tap into comic book, maybe make your own stories, etc.
Obi?
Yeah, for me, I think now that we have the Epic Moments line, and seeing as we have an Age of Ultron set from that line, which is an Infinity Saga film, there's no really need to distinguish. Like if you're making an Age of Ultron set, we had an Infinity Saga one last year, but we have an Epic Moments one this year. So it's like, which is it? Are we gonna have both existing at the same time? So I think now that we have Epic Moments, which can be any Marvel movie as far as we know, even any Marvel media, we don't really need the Infinity Saga theme. And I think if you want to have Epic Moments, maybe even just bump Infinity Saga up to Multiverse Saga to focus on the MCU. I mean, there's countless shows we've never seen sets from, and other special presentations and other Marvel movies of recent, like Thunderbolts, we have no sets from. So maybe advance that to Multiverse Saga and the post-Endgame MCU media, or just drop it and have Lego Marvel and Epic Moments where you can focus on the more distinct movie and TV scenes.
Yeah, kind of like how Obi was saying. I mean, let's, instead of calling it Infinity Saga, let's make it just the Marvel Studios Saga or something like that. That, hey, we do have a movie line, but we also have a comic line to kind of interact with both fan bases, because I'm a bigger comic fan when it comes to recent Marvel, but I would totally love to see more of Marvel Studios as a whole, instead of just saying, here's a bunch of Avengers Final Battles, Infinity Saga sets.
Yeah, I think there's, and again, it's a common thing to say for both of them. Obviously, DC's been really untapped, but Marvel, I would agree with you guys, where let's not make it the Infinity Saga. Let's just call it Marvel, like Marvel, Marvel history, or Marvel,
Marvel Legacy. Just do it
Marvel
like
Legacy. Yeah,
Marvel Legacy.
And we can incorporate the 90s movies. We can incorporate, I would love for them to not do any Infinity Saga sets, remake make a rule, some kind of in-house unspoken rule that if you've made the set in the last 10 years, don't make it again. Find something else, like find other movies, find moments, find TV shows, find comic moments, and make those.
I will say, to counteract that just a little bit from a business standpoint, it's smart from Lego's point, because like now that they have BrickLink, now that they have access to kind of see what people are buying on the aftermarket, I'm sure there are plenty of people who either weren't alive or not old enough to appreciate, like the Avengers, for example, and they use the Infinity Saga to kind of redo some Infinity Saga sets, like with the Quinjet. We had the original one from 2012, and then we had the new one that came out 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a great upgrade. Like, I love that set. And from a business standpoint, it's smart to kind of tap back into the original story to kind of give people a chance to grab those stories, those sets that they didn't get a chance to do back then. I just feel like they kind of overdid it with Infinity Saga. So like from Lego's point, I could see why they did it that way, but I feel like they're just kicking a dead horse. They're redoing it too much.
Yeah, I don't want the Quinjet to become the new Millennium Falcon, or I don't want the Quinjet to become the new X-Wing. I want it to be a special release. When it comes out, it's there for a reason.
Agreed.
Like, I would rather them focus on, honest to God, just go back through and find every movie you didn't make a Lego set for the first time, and let's get one set with those popular characters. Like, give me a Dark World set just so I can get some Dark Elves. Give me Winter Soldier to give me my Winter Soldier cap finally.
Please.
One
Stealth suit,
10
please.
years. Stealth suit, please.
With a name like Infinity Saga, you almost expect them to go through and do the whole saga. Like, you're encompassing,
that's what I was expecting.
10, 11 years of films. Why not just go back, start with Iron Man 1 and do 1 or 2 sets on every film? There's at least, 3 action scenes in every movie. In Age of Ultron, if you want to do the snow forest scene at the beginning and the Ultron battle at the end, that's great. But for movies like Thor: The Dark World, Winter Soldier, maybe you only need 1 set. So go through it. And obviously this is, too late to do now, but they should have, when they established that theme, go through and do one from each movie.
Exactly.
Or one or two.
That's what it should have been.
And give me Red Guardian's limo service. There, that was
Yeah.
my big things were the limo, the stealth suit cap, and the dark elves. Those are my big three that I've never forgiven them for never making those three specific.
Feel better, Scott?
Feel a little better, yeah.
Okay, good.
Nature's healing.
All right, next slide up. Stop relying only on the movies. And I mean, when we look at the media we're getting, it's like, oh, we're just going to look at movie variants. And I'm like, okay, well, let's look at what we have right now if you're going to look at popular things. Arrow and Flash are massive TV shows.
Yeah.
The fact that Lego hasn't touched those yet is astonishing. X-Men 97 only got one set officially. Technically speaking, the X-Mansion is just a generic X-Men set. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man would have been great to get sets based off of, because like we got a new Scorpion, we got Daredevil was in that, we got a cool looking Doc Ock, we got a comic accurate Doctor Strange, and then like Teen Titans Go has been going for like 15 years now. Dude, make it a 4+ theme. Like
I was with you until Teen Titans Go. I was with you till then.
You do Teen Titans Go like you do Spidey and his Amazing Friends. It will sell.
Yes,
it will sell, but not Teen Titans Go.
No, it will sell. Yeah. It will sell. Yeah. It was a very popular cartoon, and
it's
I'm
angry. Going.
I'm no offense. There's two here that are missing. I'm a little mad at you for.
What do you mad? What,
Justice
Batman
League and Justice
series?
League. No, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited.
We'll get to that later.
Yes.
And then like video game wise, like, I don't know people that like the Insomniac Spider-Man games would have been great to get stuff based off of. Mm-hmm. Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight would have been great to get stuff based off of. I mean, Wolverine's coming out later this year. That would be cool to get stuff like Injustice 2 would have been awesome. And Marvel Rivals is one of the biggest video games out right now. And those are super cool, bright, vibrant character designs. Like Firestar Toys is making Marvel Rivals figures now. Like there is a demand for this. Don't look at just the movies. You can go elsewhere and get great superhero content to make Lego products based off of.
Yeah. I think there's like so much opportunity, so much untapped potential. It kind of hurts a little bit because you look at some of the other themes and how they've downgraded over the years. They could just be pumping out good stuff all the time and making money hand over fist, and they're not. Mm-hmm. It's just a lost opportunity. And I'm going to shut up and let somebody else talk.
Well, from my perspective, growing up in the early 2000s and 2010s, the Lego superhero video games, as well as those encyclopedias I would find at the Scholastic book fairs and stuff, those really introduced me to a lot of comic book characters and lore through Lego itself. There's characters in those games who I had no idea who they were in the context of comics, but I loved playing as them, and that got me interested in the lore as a whole. I would look into it. I would search for those characters within media and go experience that. So, like, I think this would also be a good way to, like, if you make Marvel Rivals sets, there's probably Lego fans who will go play Rivals after getting that set, or vice versa. And there's probably people who would watch The Flash because they want more Flash Lego sets, and then they'll go watch the show. Like, it's all intertwined in terms of what's going to introduce you to something and what's going to make you buy the product and what's going to make you go watch the show.
Mm-hmm. It's something that just keeps feeding itself. The more different properties you tap into, you're going to generate interest, and if people are buying a Lego set and they want to go out or see a Lego set and they're like, what's that? And then they go out and they look at the TV show and they start watching the TV show, and that starts getting clicks and views. It raises that show's profile. It just feeds itself the whole way through.
Yeah.
I mean, I might sound like a broken record at the end of this, but comics. I mean, we have over 80 years of comic history of characters and rich stories that we can be getting sets based off of. They don't even have to be like comic panels or anything like that. Just including those characters will broaden a whole new generation to look who the Inhumans are, or characters like Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. By bringing in those characters into the limelight and letting these younger generations kind of learn who they are from a Lego figure, can set up Marvel as a whole to kind of, I guess I'm trying to find the best way to say this, but like let younger fans explore Marvel other than Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man. Marvel has amazing characters, amazing stories that I feel like by just making some toys up for younger kids, they'll love.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that.
I'm sure there's kids who are going to get that Ghost Rider bike set because it has Spider-Man in it. Their mom's going to see it, buy it for Spider-Man, and the kid's going to go, Ghost Rider. I don't know who Ghost Rider is. And then they're going to go back and watch the old Ghost Rider movies or hunt down a Ghost Rider comic. And that's going to get them into a whole other world they had no idea about.
Yeah.
That Ghost Rider bike set, in my opinion, is the best Marvel set of this year so far. 100%.
And
that's a statement.
It's only $10.
It's $10 to great motorcycle, great Ghost Rider figure. Pretty good Spider-Man figure we've gotten a million times, but still, it's a good Spider-Man figure. Like, what's not to like about it? It's really good. But like, I mean, yeah, I think B City. I'm gonna knock home your point again. Like, we have what almost 90 years of comic book history now. Like, starting from if you're looking at Action Comics 1 going onwards. Like,
96 years for DC, over 50 for Marvel.
Like, how many legacy characters? Like, how long did it take for Marvel to get to the Fantastic Four, like Lego wise? Because they just weren't in a movie. Like, the Fantastic Four, huge, and you just
13 years.
Like, oh my dude, as someone who loves has the Fantastic Four and their Marvel Mount Rushmore, like as one head, it's just the four. Like the fact that like you put them in the first video game. And the second video game comes out. They're nowhere to be found. You know, Marvel basically attempted to erase them from the comics because they wanted to screw over Fox and the movie race thing. And then now they own the rights, and now it's put the Fantastic Four back and everything again. And I'm just kind of like, we should have been getting them all this time. We should have been getting the X-Men all this time. But because Disney wants to make a bunch of money off the movies, they don't want Fox making money off those. No toys based on anything. So you're seeing a lot of kids now, younger audiences, get reintroduced to the X-Men and the Fantastic Four via the MCU projects, which is kind of like, man, that kind of stinks because I remember growing up where the X-Men, there was a new X-Men cartoon on like every other year. Like Wolverine and the X-Men, X-Men Evolution, rewatching the 90s show and reruns. Fantastic. Any final thoughts on this one before we move on?
I mean, for me, I feel like it's just an untapped market. Like, I feel like they've been relying, like, as Tell says, they've been relying too much on the films, and like that's always hit or miss. Like, especially with DC, what ends up happening is they rely too much on the films, and all their sets end up selling poorly. Had they tapped into like the Flash or the Arrowverse, it could have saved it. I don't know.
Twice.
But another thing that I get why they relied on the movies, because it's marketing for them. If the movie does well, the sets will do well. And what ends up happening is they end up reusing the same characters. Like, they could use the same Spider-Man minifigure, the same Iron Man minifigure. From a business standpoint, that's smart because they only have to print the same character certain ways. But in short term, that's smart. But in the long run, it ends up hurting them because they end up doing a character so much that no one's going to want to get the Spider-Man sets. Like, I know Spider-Man's probably one of the most popular superhero characters of all time. But if they keep doing Spider-Man set after Spider-Man set after Spider-Man set after Spider-Man set, there's going to be way too many Spider-Man. It's going to oversaturate the market. No one's going to want it. Had they tapped into the X-Men, had they tapped into Teen Titans, had they tapped into Flash, to the video games, there's markets out there for the video games. All right, people are buying the video game. They're going to want like a physical media in their hand from the video game. Same for the TV shows. It's an untapped market, and I don't know why they're not going into it, except for Marvel when they did the second CMF where we had a bunch of TV characters. It doesn't make sense why they won't. I don't know if it's just because they can't make deals with the video game companies, or why Disney doesn't want to promote their Disney Plus shows.
It's their properties, no matter what.
It's just exactly. So at the end of the day, like, I'm surprised Disney, especially, it would have been a way to promote Disney Plus by having the TV shows be in sets. Like, we had 2 What If sets, and that's it from all the Disney Plus shows, minus the CMF. Had they done sets for the TV shows, kids could be like, oh, who's this? Ooh, let's get Disney Plus so I can watch this show. It's an untapped market, and I don't know why they are avoiding it, it seems like.
I know, kind of going back on that Spider-Man thing. I mean, no matter what, Lego will always do Spider-Man because Spider-Man is Marvel's gold mine. Spider-Man is probably one of the most popular comic characters. He's in a top 3 no matter what superhero ranking you're looking at.
Yeah.
So we don't need to see Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, the same 3 villains, Venom, over and over again. Spider-Man has a rich history of villains that we've only seen once or we've never seen before. Where's our Kingpin, Tombstone, Hammerhead? There are so many Spider-Man characters we can see, or even getting new characters again that we haven't seen in a while. Scorpion,
Shocker, please.
Craven,
Shocker.
actually being like Shocker, great choice. Vulture. There's so many characters that we need to see again, but we're just getting a new Mysterio, a Rhino that just gets new printing.
There's a slide coming up, and I hope we hit it next, where I'm really going to hammer this point home.
Yeah. Number 4. I want to give this to OB because I'm pretty sure this was yours, and I'm going to let you run with this for a second. Celebrate media anniversaries.
Yeah, so me and B City were discussing just the other week on the pod. It was the 10-year anniversary of Civil War. The set anniversary is coming up as well as the movie a little later in the spring. And I was thinking, you know, we got our terrible Civil War airport battle last year. Why not wait a year, polish that set, and make it an anniversary set? And, you know, it's something to celebrate, really. I mean, we have the Doctor Strange anniversary coming up just a couple of years down the line, 2027, 2028. We're going to see Homecoming, Infinity War, Black Panther, Ragnarok, Guardians Volume 2. I mean, where's an updated Lego Yondu? Where's Ego from Volume 2? We've never seen that. So by using these anniversaries, even if you wanted to be like epic moments, and then even like we saw for Star Wars when they did the 25 years of Lego Star Wars anniversary, a little tag in the corner, maybe a little plaque with like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, 10 years. And then you give us characters we haven't seen before and using that anniversary to sort of justify, you know, going back for these little different media, even if it's, you know, maybe it is a comic. Maybe it's like Superman's first appearance was blank decades ago, you know, this year. Do a epic, you know, comic book recreations Lego set. There's so many things you could do just by, you know, celebrating things besides new movie releases.
I couldn't agree more. That's probably, honestly, I've talked to JJ about this. One of my biggest gripes with Lego is the fact that they overlooked the 10-year anniversary of Lego superheroes, both Marvel and DC, not just Marvel. They did 20. No, they completely did. They said they completely forgot about it, and it frustrates me as a fan because like we got 20 years of Lego Harry Potter. Meanwhile, they didn't have a set every single year in those 20 years. They started in, I think, 2001, and then they had the anniversary in 2021. But there wasn't sets in every year. One Marvel and DC started in 2012. We've had sets every single year. 2022, I'm expecting golden figs, little plaques like Ninjago or Harry Potter. We got nothing. And as a Marvel fan, it's so frustrating that you see all these other themes get these anniversaries. Meanwhile, nothing for Marvel. I get COVID happened in 2020, but 2 years later, you still can't do something. I mean, Batman's at least getting, was it 25 years, JJ?
20 years.
What is it?
20 years.
20 years. So, like, Batman's getting, where's the love for all Marvel?
Like that's cool that we got the
that
little
is really cool.
tile
That is
on the
really cool. And like you got a golden Batman. I want a golden Captain America. I want a golden Iron Man. I want a golden Spider-Man.
I'm going to personally volunteer myself. Lego, you can hire me. I'll be your Lego superhero librarian.
Yeah.
You know, I will be the guy that says, you know, you made this set already. Why don't we go over here? And oh, by the way, did you know that this anniversary is coming up? Stuff like that. Lego, call me. We'll work out the details. You can pay me in Lego.
Yeah, if there's I need another person, I'm also volunteering because
I think we all would at this point.
B, you're coming with me. We're doing a comic revival.
Yep.
We're going to start with Executioner's Song and work our way up.
Okay. I mean, already looking at the Batman, imagine they released Arkham Asylum this year. Say we got the Daily Planet last year or whatever for Superman's releasing. But if we got Arkham Asylum this year for the 20th year anniversary, you would have included all the original themes we would have got. We would have maybe seen the Golden Batman in that set, get that little 2x2 rounded tile in that. I think if Arkham Asylum was the 20th year set, fans would go crazy over something like that instead of just releasing it the year before.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of my take on it. I feel like if they just kind of rearrange how they do their scheduling with releasing sets, they could hit that kind of anniversary mark without really having to do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, OB, to your point, like this Civil War set that we got last year should have been this year.
Should have been a lot of things different about it, but even a year's difference, couple months.
Yeah, that whole set I would have changed
and
a lot about
even
it.
This year, like if you want to leave that set in the past, whatever. This year, why don't we do a really, really great epic moments, final battle, Cap, Tony, Bucky in that underground bunker.
Yes.
Epic final moment.
Yes.
Maybe we get a Zemo minifigure for the first time.
Yes.
There's things you can do to branch out, you know?
I'd buy that.
I mean, also next year, anniversary of Ragnarok, I would love to get Gladiator Hulk again because that figure has tripled in value.
Mm-hmm.
Also, 2024 was the 20th anniversary of Justice League Unlimited. We got nothing for it. So, like, that would have been a great time to sneak some of those characters in.
Yeah.
Moving on to slide 5. Scott, this was yours. Use primary heroes to include other heroes and villains in your sets.
All right. Yeah, me. This is me.
Breathe, Scott.
Sorry.
Breathe. Take a breath. You ready?
Yes.
Go.
Quite literally, we've known, and you can do the market research. We know that Spider-Man is number 1. We know that Batman is number 1. We know that Iron Man and Cap are in that top pantheon too. You're talking about 4 principal characters with rogue galleries in the dozens, right? Not even counting X-Men yet, because we haven't even gotten to that part of it where we're bringing them in, or the Fantastic Four. What's stopping you from having a set where, yes, admittedly, and I'm going to kick myself, we use one of those characters, but we take the opportunity to introduce, secondary and third tier antagonists to fight that character in a set. And what I mean by is, let's take Spider-Man and let's bring in that Rogues Gallery. Let's open up the doors to the 90s Spider-Man TV show. Let's get the Shocker. We'll get Smythe. We'll get Kingpin. We can go to the comics and get like the Hypno Hustler or something like that. And then in the same breath too, in Batman, you've got the entire Batman Rogues Gallery, which is some of the best villains they've ever had, and it is blood from a stone to get them to release a Batman villain. Let alone it would be a legendary feat for them to release a DC villain. If you actually do the research, and this is what Bricklink can give them, go look at DC minifigures and specifically go look at the villains and how much they're worth. Because it is so hard and so rare to get a DC villain minifigure or a DC set that's not Batman featured, that those figures are worth a ton. If they're looking to see where their market demand might be, it's literally right there in Bricklink for them, just by studying the numbers and seeing how vaunted some of those characters are. And with that, I will take a breath and someone else can do it before I start pounding my fists and saying, give me more stuff. So,
I mean, looking at some of the sets here right off the bat, like this original 2012 Spider-Man Doc Ock, Iron Fist is in that. He was in Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah, it makes sense. He's there, but like, he's just there. The Bat sub and this DC Justice League set, that's Batman versus Black Manta. That's an Aquaman villain.
Yeah.
Great. Dr. Doom was included in the original Bugle. Flash is in a Batmobile set. Like, another Ocean Master's in a Bat sub. Like, Hyperion showed up in a random Avengers one. MODOK and Taskmaster. Firestorm, Cheetah, like they showed up in a Lex Luthor mech. Like, there's ways you can use characters like Batman, Spider-Man, the Avengers to include lesser known heroes or villains that can't hold their own weight in it. Like, you're gonna get an Iron Fist set ever, but you can throw Iron Fist into a Spider-Man set and it works
because he's a street character.
Yes,
and he would work in that theme. Whereas, like with Cap and with Iron Man and with Batman, you could bring in some of the bigger name villains you haven't made a figure for or haven't made a set around, or you don't have a property to attach to. But again, feeding into that comic history, there's so much there. We're never going to get Kang in live action. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
No,
probably not.
The only way we're going to get Kang now, unfortunately, is if we revive him via a comic set. And Kang has had legendary battles with the Avengers over the years. There's no reason for you to not have a comic Kang or even a comic council of Kangs. You can bring any other one of the Kang variants you want and have them fight Iron Man or Captain America in a set. And it just, it will satisfy, Avenger people new to superheroes because they're going to want that primary character. But then you're also going to get the hardcores like us who have collected all of the MCU characters and are tired of it. And now we get a chance to look new, fresh, original characters to talk about and to trade for, and potentially army build if they try to bring in more grunts, stuff like that.
Who would do that? Who would army build from one of these sets? That's not
Mr. I bought all of the Hydra Troopers in North America off BrickLink.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Well, share.
No. It's my idea. Leave me alone.
Okay, fine. To add on to this, it makes a lot of sense because I feel like a lot of these sets are part of the golden age of superhero sets because with the Justice League, it was there's some bright colors. You got every single set didn't have Batman, and you got a new villain in every single set with superheroes. You got Doctor Doom, you got a comic Thanos, you got Hyperion, you got a different Captain Marvel. With the one to the top right, you got comic Falcon, you got comic Thor, you got the first MODOK, which honestly is one of my favorite MODOKs, and you get the first Taskmaster. It gives you the opportunity to get new characters, and to a point that Obi made a couple slides ago, it essentially educated me to learn about MODOK, to learn about Taskmaster through the Lego sets, through the video games. And great point, Scott, on just the fact that to bring up the perfect example right now, we just had the Spider-Man set with Ghost Rider. Someone's going to learn about Ghost Rider because of that set. And it's a great start. They can really expand on it.
Now, imagine having a Spider-Man with Spider Slayers and Jameson Smythe from the classic 90s. Or have Spider-Man with the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
I mean, can you
That would be an epic battle set for sure.
Use these primary heroes, which have established fandoms and everything else, and just expand. Don't give me the same old boring tropes. What? B-City? Obi? Anything?
I mean, if you just take one look at these sets, you notice that we have never seen these figs again since those sets released. We haven't seen that Doctor Doom until this year. We haven't seen Black Manta in a long time. We haven't seen MODOK or Taskmaster in a long time. Iron Fist, that was his only version. Hyperion. All these characters, we've not seen a version since these sets actually released. And this kind of begs the question, what villains are we getting? Are we just getting Venom again? Thanos? I mean, it was cool getting Thanos back in the day when we got the whole Infinity War hype, all that. Thanos is dried up now. You're including him in almost every villain set, every hero versus villain set. I think Hulk has plenty of characters you can put him against in a monster truck.
Abomination.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Abomination. The leader. Even Red Hulk, because Red Hulk was in the Captain America movie last year.
Yep.
By including these characters. Yeah. By including these characters that fans want, will make fans buy those sets, even if the build's not the best. That Venom car that released. We got that Julian Carpenter Spider-Woman. Fans wanted that minifig, so they probably spent that $25-$30 on that set to get that minifig compared to the Hulk vs. Thanos monster truck. I don't think I know one single person who bought that set for any of the figs or the build. Uh-oh.
I said it. I've gotten dragged into comments for. I am gonna buy every single Marvel set. I don't care if it's a great set or a bad set. I want to own every single Marvel set. Call me a shill, whatever you want. But I will admit some sets are better than others. But yes, I bought the Hulk monster truck, which should have had dual molded legs. It should have had dual molded legs.
He is the ultimate Marvel. I am a fan of the comics more than I am a fan of the Lego. He is by far the biggest Marvel Lego fan I've ever met in my life, with his devotion to Marvel Lego. So it's something to watch him. It's been something to watch him over the last 18 months, kind of withdraw into himself, and now he's coming back out of his shell because he's it's good again.
Stay tuned for me to try and do some of my own Marvel brickheads, hopefully. Like Thor, we need a Thor brickhead.
Obi, any thoughts before we move on to the next slide?
Yeah, I think the last things I would just kind of echo would be the Daily Bugle from 2021. That gave us Blade, Daredevil, Punisher, Black Cat, characters we never saw before.
Yeah.
And then this year, Ghost Rider in a Spider-Man set. That's another example of that. But other than that, if I collected every Spider-Man set since, let's say I bought 10 Spider-Man sets last year. I'd have 10 Spider-Man, probably 5 Doc Ocks, 2 Green Goblins, 3 Venoms, I would have so many of the same character. Versus if I bought 5 Spider-Man sets in 2012 and 2013, I would have 5 Spider-Man, but I would also have 6 other heroes like Nova, Beetle, Iron Fist, and I would have, this great entourage of villains with no repetition. But nowadays, we just keep getting the same stuff over and over.
Yeah. Number 6, commit to one buildable character format.
Or
and
none.
OB, I do believe this was yours.
Yeah.
Right.
I can take it away then. So for me, it's like I'm someone who collects Lego Star Wars helmets. For me, it's a great way to appreciate Star Wars in my collection without having to collect a variety of gray ships. It's a great format to have a great matching set of character heads. And now for Marvel, they did Spider-Man, Miles, Iron Man, Venom, Carnage. I think that might be it.
Star-Lord.
But then they
Wolverine claws.
Yeah, but then they experiment with the busts. And then they experiment with these huge 18 plus buildable characters we see with Iron Man. And we know there's a Spider-Man on the horizon as well. So if you want to have all these, characters represented, they're not going to match. You have, a Spider-Man helmet, an Iron Man bust, and a Black Panther bust that has 2 arms coming out. Like, I want consistency. So pick a format. If it's these new buildable characters, great. Don't do Iron Man and Spider-Man and then jump to something else next year. Do Iron Man and Spider-Man, then do Black Panther, then do Silver Surfer, then do a variety of characters. I understand if you don't want to do these like overly humanoid characters because it is harder to represent, human features and like tighter costumes with those brick-built things. Like that's why Iron Man lends himself well to the variety of brick-built formats. Mm-hmm. But there's other characters that you can do. Even if it was War Machine and you wanted to do a color swap, at least we're getting a third character other than Iron Man and Spider-Man before we jump to the next buildable format.
Yeah. I am not a fan at all of the busts, and I'm not a fan at all of the Iron Man. I get dragged a lot because I don't like that Iron Man, but I would rather have, if I had to have a choice of the 3, I would take the helmet masks.
Me too.
Because I think, again, you can do more with the helmet masks, as you said, with the coloring, just changing up for, how many different ways of doing Iron Man helmets can you have? That's one thing. And then, if you're going to do Iron Man, you got to do War Machine. If you're going to do that, you can do Ant-Man. There's so many, even within the MCU property, there's so many masks you can do that they haven't done yet that I would love to see them try and tackle. Yeah.
Oh, please. Helmet sets alone, like Sam Raimi, Green Goblin, Ant-Man, you could do, oh my God, why am I blanking on everybody? Like, you could do War Machine. You could do Iron Patriot for one. That'd be kind of sick, actually.
That'd be cool.
You could do Captain America. You could do Thor. You could do Wolverine. Like, there's Daredevil would be fantastic. Moon Knight would also look really cool, too, I think, if you're able to get the hood to look right. But, like, I think the helmets are better, and all the helmet sets now are coming with minifigures. Sauron got a minifigure, and the 2 F1s that got revealed today have minifigures. So I think I would scrap the busts were both awful. I would get rid of both of those and the buildable figures and just 60, 70, 80 bucks. There's your helmet set. There's a minifigure. Done. Let's go. That's all you got to do.
Couldn't agree more. Like specifically because it just gets confusing because like me, it was very frustrating to buy Spider-Man helmet, Spider-Man bust, and now eventually I'm going to get a Spider-Man statue pretty much. And I feel like it's getting less and less detail. So, like, if you just commit to the helmet, I feel like they should never stray away from the helmets because it gives the opportunity for more detail. But you can do not just helmets. Like, you can do, like, we got Thanos' gauntlet. We got Wolverine's claws. They could have done, like, Green Goblin's pumpkin bombs to go with the helmet if they wanted to. There is so much untapped that they could have done with it. But I feel like it just makes it more confusing trying to do all 3. Because, like, we're still getting helmets. Busts might be done because of, I don't know how well the first 2 sold. They were pretty expensive, but they came with the minifigure. And I'm not sure how well the Iron Man statue. I think it looks great. I haven't bought it yet. I want to. But I agree. Like, they should commit to one, stick with it for 3 years like they used to, like with Mighty Micros. Weird example. It was 3 years of different characters that we got, different minifigures, but it was a way to get different characters. And now with the bust, now that they're starting to add the minifigures, it's a way to get more new minifigures while also getting a really cool build of the helmet. Because it's a great display piece, and it adds more to the adult collector as opposed to like the bust, which it just, I don't know, it feels weird to constantly keep changing. Commit to one less planning, less strategy that has to go into it.
I almost want to wonder. Oh, sorry. Please go ahead. You're going to talk.
Oh, well, I didn't know I was going to talk. I had to touch my screen for a second.
Oh,
but you can go ahead first.
I was going to say it seems to be this common almost behavior where they seem to be unwilling to commit to something long term. So they're just buckshotting different ideas out and trying to find the one that sticks, but they're not sticking. They're not waiting around long enough to see if there's an actual return. Like the Star Wars helmets have become part of the theme. It's now part of that mythos. Those are heavily bought and heavily traded sets. I wonder if they just didn't give enough time to the Marvel sets, or they didn't commit to as wide a range of characters as they could have, and that might have hurt it long term, and then they just gave up on it. I would like to see them come back, and I would like to see, again, there's so many different masks, so many different characters you could have gotten into. Don't let one off year ruin the potential for something you could really bank on in the future.
I mean, this is as Lego as a whole, but I'm so mad now that they're including minifigs. Because what stopped them from including minifigs years ago? Because I think they would have probably sold so much better if they did initially include minifigs with that Boba Fett, the Stormtrooper, the TIE Fighter pilot.
Yes.
But now randomly including them, we're kind of like, what's going on here? Because now we're going to have inaccurate helmets with a minifig right next to helmets that don't have a minifig. Are they going to make a battle pack so you can get those minifigs you're missing? What are they going to do?
As someone who owns every helmet set except for Miles Morales, I really hope
and Shadow
remove the minifig stands off, so it's not like that hard for me to now display them around the whole inside room of my all the shelves up there. But all right, moving on. This is a really good point, because I think Lego's going crazy on buildable characters right now, and it's just like pick one and go with it. Like, we don't need 15 going at the same time. Number 7. And this is one that B City had he had a bunch of stuff here. Stop being lazy with minifigure designs and reuses. And I'm going to let him roll with this, because he had 2 really good points that I want him to roll with on the far left and the far right here.
Okay. So, Spider-Man, we all love him. But why is he getting blue legs? For so long now, Spider-Man, I think it was 2019, 2020 when they revived that theme of Spider-Man, giving him his own individual thing. All those sets had Spider-Man with dual molded legs. He didn't have arm printing at the time, which is fine because he's Spider-Man. Anyways, great characters. I mean, Spider-Man, he has boots, but now we get the arm printing, but no boots. So it's like, why is Lego refusing to give these important details to the characters? I don't care if they're printed or not. I just want those dual molded legs to make the figure look so complete. Going to the Daily Bugle, that Spider-Man is Spider-Man. The arm printing, the legs, that is the definition of Spider-Man. But giving him these blue legs that just look like he forgot his boots just makes him look so plain. And then going to Captain America, he is one of the main faces of Marvel. You're telling me that there's only one Captain America minifig that has leg printing, and that's the symbiote version that released this year.
And the zombie one. The zombie one has
the zombie one, yeah.
Sorry, Captain Carter as well.
Yeah.
Captain Carter, yeah.
Yeah. So why has Steve Rogers, the plain normal Steve Rogers, have never received leg printing? I think he's probably one of the most iconic Marvel characters. Agreed. And then we get to 2 other problems. The use of black legs, which I think if you're a Marvel fan, you probably have hundreds of black legs, because that's just the classic. Oh, I think they have black and legs and black boots. Give them black legs. And then we get to the other problem. If that character doesn't have powers and they just use guns, arrows, whatever, let's give them the tactical legs, because they're more spy themed. Catwoman, that all the characters you have on screen right now.
Yeah.
Even like Falcon, since they don't have powers that they can shoot out of their hands, let's give them those tactical legs, because we know that they have belts and different pouches. Give these characters that are super iconic, like Captain America, Spider-Man, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, give them their own unique leg printing, because you're going to include them in another set. or even just dual molded legs. That's a simple cause, but what are you going to do?
I like to refer to that conundrum as the Rob Liefeld conundrum.
Yes.
They don't know. They don't know how to do feet, so they're just going to say, "Screw it, we'll just put on a default."
Oh my god!
So, I'm just going to say right now, yay! Somebody else has the same opinion as me, and I'm not being made fun of for this. So,
I also want to make sure we bring attention to the other side of stop making Venom versions of everything. It is such a lazy way to just take your current asset of a figure you already have, slap a half Venom logo over it, and go, new character. Like, no. I would rather, like, the fact that Captain America has a dual-molded boot, but we've never gotten a standard classic Captain America that has leg printing or dual-molded boots ever is infuriating to me. Why is it the special, like, crazy versions get it, but with this standard Captain America can't get anything? The fact that Catwoman has those weird legs, the ones with, like, the buckles on them, those should have been just plain black legs to me, because they just don't look right on her, like, at all. Like, the boot thing with Spider-Man. We've gotten the Spider-Man with the arm print and the no boots 16 times since 2021 when they launched this. But then we've gotten the other Spider-Man with the arm print and dual-molded boots twice in that time period.
16 times.
Yeah, that's via BrickLink. So, like, and that's not counting, like, the magazine gifts and random stuff too. Like, that's just like polybags and sets. So it's like, why does the boot Spider-Man? Why is he not just the standard Spider-Man? I just don't get it.
I mean, I feel like it's like a factory thing with, like, it's easier to inject mold a single molded leg as opposed to a dual molded leg. But
with the blue and red leg molds, but those parts are in the Build a Minifig at the Lego stores.
I can't answer that why they're doing that. I don't get it either, but I'm just giving a business perspective of it, Al.
I feel like as Lego fans, we've been trained to like excuse them because of what it's going to cost them in the factory or how much work it's going to be for them in the factory. But we would not excuse it if an action figure, a Marvel Legends figure, a Funko Pop had fully blue legs for Spider-Man. So why are we excusing it for Lego? Just because we think we know the ins and outs of their, behind the scenes a little bit more. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, we are, giving them profit off their products. Why can't they meet a standard of the most iconic character of all time's boots?
Yeah. Totally true. Silly. And, like, to add to that point, we've seen sets upgrade through the years. Like, just for example, like the Quinjet 2012, great set. Then we go up to 2023, major upgrade with the design aspect. We're getting new pieces to add the curvatures, to add the smoothness to all these Lego sets that they're becoming, instead of play sets, Lego models at this point. If we can get that much detail for the sets, why can't we get that for the minifigures?
Yeah. Especially at the prices they're charging.
Yeah. Like the fact that the Winter Soldier in that Civil War set that came out that's on screen here is the first Winter Soldier to not have arm print is absolutely inexcusable to me.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact that if you came out of the gate and, for Captain America, it's like he's never had, dual molded legs, so it's a little bit easier to excuse. But when you give us dual molded legs and then take it away, it's like, wait, Spider-Man just had dual molded legs. Why 3 years later am I getting a different one that doesn't? It's like it's a downgrade at that point. It's not that we never had it; it's that we did, and you're taking it away.
And the fact that we've gotten this Spider-Man 16 times, like, yes, we got the Ultimate Spider-Man from like 2012 to like 2018 ish, so like 6 years. Like, he was in a lot of sets. Like, when you look at, like, Batman, like, they refreshed Batman's design, like, once every 2 or 3 years, which is nice because you don't, like, for the adult collectors, you're getting a new variant, but for little kids, they're not noticing that, oh, this is a different Batman. They're just like, this is Batman. Great. Like, so for Spider-Man, like, for me, like, cool, we've gotten this more comic book one. I would have just phased the Insomniac design into the sets. Just put it in there.
Yeah.
With the white logo and be done with it, because the adult fans will know that's the video game Spidey. We want this, but little kids are probably not going to put that together in their heads because they may not even seen the game before. So now, boom, here we go. There's your solution.
Yeah, using Spider-Man versus Batman as an example. Looking at my shelf there, where I have a lot of Batman from the 2012 to 16 era, I have a blue Batman, a black Batman, a gray Batman, a space Batman, a electro Batman, a Arctic Batman. There's a huge variety, even of just, it's Batman, but they're switching it up every set.
Exactly.
Spider-Man has a large variety of suits as well. Why are we only seeing his standard suit at all times?
Why have we not yet gotten the symbiote suit yet in a regular retail set?
Exactly. Comics, Iron Spider, Scarlet Spider,
I'd love to see Scarlet Spider
Future
again.
Foundation. Like, even looking at the Insomniac games where you have all those costumes, those different costumes you can wear, put each one in a different set every time you do a Spider-Man set, and you'll have a huge gallery of Spider-Man minifigures that you're not throwing in a Ziploc bag because you have duplicates.
Right. Cameron gated his Fantastic Four Baghead Spidey.
No, I want that figure too.
That'd be awesome.
Just use a Minecraft head. You're good to go.
To add to the point of like the whole Venom aspect of it all, it was cool in like the first time they did it. Like, honestly, they could have done like a set or like a wave of Venom taking over. I feel like that would have been a really cool thing. But it's been overdone at this point. Like, nobody wants to see. I mean, also it's all Spider-Man now at this point. We had Iron Man and that's it. The rest of it's been Spider-Man. Like, just move on. Like, I appreciated Venom. He's been a great villain. He had the films.
King and Black happened, man. We get it.
It's time to move on.
Someone really, really loved that comic storyline, and we have been paying the price for it ever since.
I would have been fine if this was just if all the Venom variants, if it was like a year, they just did them all in one like contained like comic story thing, and left them all in a year. I would have been all over that. Would have been fantastic.
Or even build it to a set with Null.
Yes,
but we haven't done that yet. Did we lose Cam?
So cool to see. Yeah, he lost Cam for a second. He's
okay. Cam will be back. But yeah, build it to a set with Null. Do something else with the story. Give me, it would be cool to see just tons of different ways of doing it. Not at least 2 to 3 sets a year. We get a different Venom variant. I get it. They're cool. I could think of better minifigures to do right now.
Shocker, Scorpion, Chameleon,
Mr. Negative.
Yes, please.
Ooh. Gentlemen, please keep going because I have not heard a bad one yet.
I mean, a new Vulture would be nice. A new comic book Vulture.
Give me the Hypno Hustler.
Oh my god!
Big Prowler besides the Miles Spider-Verse.
Yes, probably
Dope Man.
Big Wheel. You see me, Big Wheel.
Yeah.
So much potential just sitting there.
All right, we got 2 slides left. B City, this is one of yours, my friend. Yep. Stop making vehicles for characters who don't use them.
All right. So Marvel and DC, this is a problem for everyone.
Yes.
Why does Spider-Man need a car?
He doesn't.
Why does Venom need a car?
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Why did Iron Man, who can fly, need a car? There's so many different examples of characters that why do they have a car? Spider-Man is a broke teenage college student who lives in a crappy apartment in Brooklyn, Queens, New York. You're telling me he has enough in the budget for a spider car?
For a Batmobile, pretty
much. A paycheck from the Daily Bugle?
Oh my god. We have one Batman. We don't need 2. We already have Batman with all of his vehicles. We don't need another one.
Spider-Man doesn't need all the vehicles. There's so many examples. Like on the right side from how I'm looking at this. You have a bank truck. That is one of the only bank trucks we've received from any superhero property since that set. Would be great to see again remade. Brainiac ship, another one. A great character who uses a ship that would needs actually uses it. Lobo's bicycle, motorcycle, another one that uses a vehicle. And I mean, you can just go to different characters or comics of people who use it. I think it'd be funny if we got Thanos Copter. Any Marvel fan knows that it's a funny joke. Or because Hulk versus Thanos set should have been Thanos Copter versus the Hulk.
Yes.
I think fans would have probably been like, ooh, I'm going to get that one for the joke. There's so many vehicles that just appear in Marvel that's weird that they could include in a set that fans are going to be like, okay, that's kind of funny. I'm going to get. We don't need 7 different Spider-Man cars.
But to your point, again, the adult fans will know, oh my god, they did a Thanos copter. That's hilarious. Little kids will just think it's a Thanos helicopter, whatever. Like they're not going to piece that together in their head that this might be something if they're 7 years old. But the adult fans, like the Spider-Man cars, I'm so sick of them. I'm so sick of them. I would be less sick of them if you gave me an exclusive villain that wasn't a Venom variant. Like if those two Spider-Man cars on screen right now, if those had like a new Shocker or a comic book version of the Lizard or Mr. Negative for $20, $25, they're no-brainer buys. Like when they put Morbius in that Miles car, I bought it just to get Morbius.
That's the only one I bought. Yeah,
and then sold the car later because I could have cared less about it. But like that Iron Man car, why was that Red Hulk minifigure not in the Hulk monster truck?
Yep.
That whole set should have been scrapped to put that Red Hulk in the monster truck. But they have to find a way to put Iron Man on shelves as much as possible. So give him a car. Like it's ridiculous. But like the Spider-Man bank truck works. Brainiac, like the Hydra tank.
Yep.
One of the best Marvel sets ever made.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with everything everyone's been saying. The one thing that I feel like I'm always playing devil's advocate today for some reason. I don't know why, because I want Marvel fixed. I believe the reason that they always do cars, especially with Iron Man and Spider-Man, because like those are the top two Marvel characters right now. Like Marvel Legends has always make sure that there's a Spider-Man and an Iron Man action figure on shelves right now. Like, I see it everywhere. They want to have a vehicle on the shelves because a kid can just grab it, bring it to their parents, say, "Can I get this?" And they will most likely get it because then they'll just play with the car all day. So from like kids 5 to 10, they want cars. Cars are always a toy that you can buy for a kid and they will play with it. Mm-hmm. So that is very frustrating. I think we could tap into other points that we've made of bringing in characters, like JJ said, bring in other characters that we don't have, just kind of sweeten the pot a little bit, like with Morbius. I'm happy to see, like, oddly enough, I've been sick of Venom. I'm curious to see Wolverine Venom, honestly. I think it's going to look pretty cool. But at the end of the day, there's so many other superheroes that have a vehicle that you can do instead. You don't always have to make Iron Man or Spider-Man. And then we already got enough Batman.
We know what JJ wants.
Spider-Copter again, I'm not going to lie. But I love that set.
We know what JJ wants.
I almost say that instead of doing a character car, why don't you just make it a civilian car? Make it a random, like, Ford, or like not even have to be name brand. Give us an iconic villain that we've never received or it's been a long time. Give us Spider-Man. Give us a random civilian thrown with random parts that Lego just has lying around.
Mm-hmm. Like the Spider-Man Homecoming set when it was their version of the Shocker and Vulture and Spider-Man and
the white truck.
It just came with a regular old-fashioned white truck, like something like that. Yeah,
just something that can go in a city that a kid can play with, or you can. Lego's imaginative. You can have Spider-Man driving that random car. You can have Venom. It doesn't matter who's actually driving the car. It can be anyone.
Mm-hmm. How many times has a car went off a bridge and Spider-Man has to stop it with his webs? Or how many times has a car spun out of control and Spider-Man in a video game when
on this bridge battle right now,
and he has to hold it with his webs? There's ways. I know cars work well as toys for kids, but there's a way you can do a car that when the kid gets a little older, they're not going to scrap it for pieces and throw it in the bin. They're going to want to keep it in their city or keep it on their shelves. If you want to do an Iron Man car, just give me a car that Tony Stark would drive.
Yep.
And then a villain shows up, so he has to get out of the car and suit up. And then that car can also go next to my Malibu mansion. And like, I'm always someone who looks at the set and I'm saying, okay, this is a toy. But then I always go a little deeper and say, what's the lore behind this situation? Mm-hmm. Looking at the Spider-Man versus Wolverine, Wolverine has adamantium claws. He is going to tear through that car in a second. What's the context between Iron Man driving that car towards Red Hulk when he's flying anyways? Like, make it make sense in context. The Ghost Rider bike, that's a character who is iconic alongside the vehicle. That works, and it makes sense.
How about do like the Fantastic Car, or do like Moon Knight's Crescent Ship, or something like that?
Yeah,
I would go nuts over Moon Knight's Crescent Ship, and I'd go nuts over. You could do the classic Fantastic Car where it's just basically the little circle, and it's
the little bathtub.
The flying bathtub. Be perfect.
Yeah.
All right, final slide, and this was kind of one I threw in there last minute, but this is Cam's. Bring back the year-specific comic books.
So, I mean, for this, I remember opening Lego set was like a nice little bonus to get with it. And what ended up happening was, like, especially with the DCs, there was a story that really correlated with all the sets that made me want to get every single set. There was like one of the earlier ones in 2012 that had the Arkham Asylum and I got the Mr. Freeze set with the Bat Sub and the White Suit Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I got that set. And I had the comic book, and I saw that they had the Arkham Asylum. I'm like, I really want that Arkham Asylum. I never got it, unfortunately. Screw you, JJ, for getting it really cheap somehow. But it made me want to collect all the sets. It was like a cool marketing tool within the set, on top of it just being a cool little comic book, a nice little bonus that not many Lego sets had. It was something different and original to superheroes, that they got their own little comic book. You had a story, and it made you end up wanting to buy every single set because all the sets were in the story of the comic books. It's a great marketing tool. It was a nice little bonus, and it enticed you to buy all the other sets. And it was just something different from any other Lego theme. And I don't know why they gave up on it. Like, outside going just fully focused on the films,
Money.
It couldn't have cost that much if there's still. I mean, I'm going back to the instructions. We've talked about this before. They should never get rid of instruction booklets because it would backfire its way to escape from technology. And then Lego sent out the survey saying, "Do you want us to get rid of it?" And it backfired so badly. It wouldn't cost. These were only 5 pages max. It wasn't that expensive to make them. Come on. It was a great marketing tool, and it made me want to buy more sets as a result. If you buy the smallest set that had the comic book, you would see the second biggest set, the third biggest set, and you'd want to get more. Like, you can look at all these comics right here. You can see multiple sets within it, and you only bought one set. You're exposed to all the other sets to make you want them even more.
I think it would serve 2 purposes. One, kids love comics. Kids, it would be something where kids would love to read a comic book. But the other part about it too, and I'm dating myself, but back in the 80s and 90s, man, when you bought Lego, you got those sweet catalogs where you could just, sit there on the living room floor and just thumb through the pages and look at all these different sets. And that would be a great way to advertise, like you said. The set you have, you can see artwork for it as it's written into a comic, but then it's advertising. The next page is a different scene with a different set, and then different after that. It's it's a unique way of advertising future sets, but it's also a way to make it a little bit more kid friendly with comics, and more kids reading it is always a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah, just bring them back. I'm all for it.
OBB, you got anything?
I would just throw out, like, kind of like you were saying, like, a comic book in a kid's hand is a possibility of a kid going to the comic store and getting more into it. So it's always going to loop back into itself. Yeah.
I do believe there's one last one, because I think this is the last one I put on. We're gonna do this quick so we can kind of start wrapping up. But convert epic moments into comic book cover recreations. Hulk versus Wolverine, the first appearance of the Justice League, Return of Captain America, Superman Flash race, the Nightfall battle. Obviously, everybody knows why I want Nightfall battle, because I love me some Nightfall Batman. And like the first appearance of the Fantastic Four. You could even keep going. You could do Superman versus Doomsday. You could do like Hulk versus Abomination. Like, there's so many different things. The Secret Wars, this would be a perfect way to give us Symbiote Spider-Man. Perfect way to give us Symbiote Spider-Man.
I don't think I would get rid of epic moments. I definitely would agree that.
I'm not saying get rid of them. I'm saying use them as a way to recreate the comic book covers in Lego form.
I would love for Lego to try and explore comic more, just because there is that rich history and there's like endless possibilities that they could do with it. I mean, that's all I can say, because like we've said it before, don't rely on the films. Tap into the TV shows, but tap into the comics as well. Some of the early sets from like the 2013s, 2014s were, I'm sure, comic book inspired, not directly correlation, but just the focus on the characters, and it gives us an opportunity to get more characters in different settings.
So my opinion on this is that I would love to see this, but would it be too close to that kind of like great base plate with just characters on a base plate type of thing, like the Vader versus Obi-Wan set, the airport battle? Because if you look at that Secret Wars cover, of course you're going to get that symbiote Spider-Man, that red background, but you're not going to see those characters in the background fighting. It's going to be a green base, red background with the text Secret Wars right above it. So are they going to do more of like an art mosaic type of thing, like how they did with some previous things? Sell it to you at like $50. Here's the comic and the little minifig, like the main fig in it. Or are they going to make it more?
There you go.
Okay.
This is my Superman Flash race mock I did for our lug for a monthly build challenge. I'm thinking you do something like this. Give it a black base, give it a detailed set, and just recreate the cover with like scenery and the minifigures on it. If you want to put something in the back with like, maybe a specialized vinyl piece with like the backdrop of the cover, that'd be really cool. But I think there's like, I'm envisioning like what really got me to think this was like, I looked at the epic moments, like the Hulk versus Hulkbuster set. I'm like, man, you could take out the Hulkbuster, put the Hulk in here, slap Wolverine in, and there's the Hulk. There's the first appearance of Wolverine comic cover.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, but again, like I would focus more on doing more comic stories as opposed to recreating the covers. Like I feel like if you focus on all the characters, like if we were able to get like that Fantastic Four comic into like a set, that'd be a really cool set. I don't know if I would do just the cover. It's a good concept, but I would find a way to just incorporate the characters more into it.
Yeah. Take us into the story rather than let us looking at a 2D image.
That's fair then.
Give me a Days of Future Past with a Sentinel.
Ooh.
A Sentinel like with Wolverine cornered and the Wanted poster as a printed brick or something. Give me that. That's like that would be an iconic epic moment for me.
Definitely.
That would be really cool. Well, that was the end of our list here. I think we definitely did a very, very good job of going through and giving Lego some pointers. So, hey, Lego, if you're watching this, which we know you are, definitely go through and take some of our suggestions here for how to make the theme better. And before we wrap up, I would like to thank the Bulk Fiction crew for joining us today. It was an absolute blast having you gentlemen on.
Thank you
very much.
Again, you can find links to Bulk Fiction down below to the YouTube channel. Would you guys both like to plug where everybody can find you individually as well?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Obi Bricks on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, as well as our podcast as a whole is Bulk Fiction Pod on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube as well.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I'm B City Bricks. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and again, Bulk Fiction is where you're going to find both me and Obi talking about Marvel as a whole.
Fantastic. Nice. As we wrap up here, I would like to say thank you, everybody, for watching. If you've not already, subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you're notified when all brand new episodes of the pod go live. Fridays at 2 for the flagship show and third Tuesday of the month for Time Capsule, where we take a look at a retired Lego theme. The one we did for this month, we recorded a couple nights ago, and it is an absolute banger, so keep an eye out for that. Also, consider becoming a channel member, like our fantastic channel members of GFat Jake, Galador Clash, and Ben Northway 3386. Thank you guys for helping keep the lights on and helping us keep doing fun things all of the time. You can find us on Instagram at the Brick Hour Pod. You can find me on Instagram at Langster Builds.
You can find me at Karen Studios _.
You can find me at Rogue Lannister. We'll be posting some dream stuff shortly.
Oh, fantastic. We will see everybody in the next episode. Have a great night. Happy building.
Yeah.